issues occur when you don't expect. Okay, yeah, you are live now, like me. Yeah, you are live now. You can start.
So good evening, everyone. Yeah, I want this meeting, or should I call it class? I don't want to call it class per se like that. So I want it to be very interactive, and I want it to be very engaging. So I'll be asking questions, some of the things that we'll be doing it together actually, and you will be the one to make decision. Think about you are the stakeholder here. You are the one that will be making most of the decision. I will just be the one showing us how best we can utilize the decision. You get so. And again, if I'm moving too fast, let me know. If I am not so I'm not really audible, let me know. If you have question, you can raise your hand, and I'm actually looking at the screen right now, so I can see. If you raise your hand, if you drop the chat, I can see everything. So just let me know. Thank you. So I see. I think you can see my screen right now, right? Can we see my screen? I have a
Yes,
lot of.
that's it.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, awesome. So first of all, let me try and load my. Okay, I'll take it back. But this is, if you remember in the last video, which is last week, Thursday, what we did, we basically focused on PowerPoint. We did our PowerPoint dashboard background design in PowerPoint, how to use PowerPoint, colors, images, icons, and everything. And if you remember very well, we made this background last week Thursday. So today, what we are going to be doing is that we are going to be now we'll be working on Power BI, and it's going to be very this today's class is going to be a lot of practical. It's not a lot of practical, but it's going to be practical. So we are going to do something so simple. It's actually so simple. So we are going to do that. So what I'm going to do is that I think when I get there. So what this is how the interface of this power. This is what the it looks like. Let me make it large. Okay. So this is what it looks like. So you can see the I break it down into channels. You get so customer support service ticket overview, channel wise performance metrics. You remember very well that that's what we do. That's what we did last in the last class. We make the background for this dashboard, and I right here I have my slicer and my slicer. You get so then right here I have my other buttons which are slider as well. So that's what we have today on this. So we don't really have much. Yeah, I think we have much, but not so really. So I'm going to run us through how to do this in Power BI today. And if time permits us, we are going to look into some other tricks and tips that some tricks that you can use to enhance your Excel dashboard. But majorly, we are focusing on this on Power BI. We are building this. So I just introduce us to what we are going to do. So this is actually a button. Let me click on it, and it's going to take me to table view, and you can see the table view. So I want to go back to uh, overview view. So this is overview view. So this is what we are going to be doing today. So let me take this out, take it back to where it belongs. So I believe we can see the screen right. So I will be open the Power BI. So you can see my Power BI right. I believe you can see the Power BI interface. Can someone confirm if you can see
Yes.
the Power
I
BI?
can.
Okay, okay, awesome. So now on the Power BI, we have the actually have the dashboard. You get I have the dashboard. I have the table. I just trying to like let me change the name. So overview. So yeah, so what we are going to be doing is that we have this. So we are going to be creating for web, and we are going to be creating for emails. So when I'm going to make this data I'm going to make this data public, so we all can replicate this. We all can work on this. And when you do that, you can tag Paul, you can tag me, you can tag anybody that you think you can tag. You get. So it's actually portfolio worthy project if you want to work on it. So what I have here is, let me run us through the data set. So in the data set, what we have in the data set is actually a very popular data set. Actually, is a customer, yeah, is a cost center data set. So it's actually very popular for people that use Tableau. It's very popular for people that use Tableau. Yeah, it's Tableau data set. So we have the IDs, we have the customer name, we have the settlements, we have the customer satisfaction score, we have reasons, we have cities, we have states, we have channels, we have response time, which is within SLA, above SLA, and below SLA. We have duration, we have cost centers, and we have so many things. This data set I've worked on it different interview or with different interface of with different design you get. Let me just put it that way. With different design you get. So on today, we are going to be working with this interface, which it makes it more simple for people that are really concerned about chat, for the people departments that are really concerned about calls, for departments of web and departments of emails to know how they are really helping the business you get. So that's basically what we are going to be doing today. So without me talking too much, let me just run us through how I did this. So this is I actually like to make my calendar table. I will copy this link, copy this code, and paste it into the chat. So uh, we can always use this. We can always use this code whenever we like, and just change one or two there. So it's actually is something that you can use for any report you get. So just to build calendar table, very simple calendar table. It can be complicated. You can make it more complex than this, but it's I think for now for very basic, this is okay. This is cool. So and there's reason for creating calendar table separate. It makes your report fast and it make your analysis well structured. You get so and I like to do something. I like to group my measure. If you look at this side very well, you see that we have calls, we have charts, we have design measure, we have emails, we have web. So I like to organize my measure. You get, I like to organize my measure. So how how I did this. Let me look. Let me. I think it's best I show us how I did this. So it's just one of the many things that you will not see online there, but it's actually cool. This is a very good opportunity to do that. So this is how I did it. Okay, I'm coming. Awesome. So see something like this. So if you click on the measure, you're going to drag it down like this, and you see something like display folder. Once you put the display folder here, yeah, once you put display folder here, you name the display folder. You are going to see the folder here right here. So every data, every measurement that has to do with that has to do with that measure, that has to do with that folder, you just drag them to the folder you get. So it's well structured. So we don't have anything to do with chats. We don't have anything to do with calls. We have to do okay. What we want to work with is web and emails. So I will close this. I will, okay. So these other ones are just our conditional formatting, our blah blah blah, which we are going to use today. So first of all, let me use first of all we are working with web. So we have our web measure, and inside our web measure, let me show you the DAX measure that's powering it. So you just calculate um, count rows, count rows of the cost center data set, and for the cost center data set, channel that is equal to web. That's just very basic. And for the web KPIs as well, just current week and last week, and I format it. You get I use I use format functions. Then for the last week, you just basically trying to look back into the last 7 days. Then for this web, month on month, month on month growth. So it's just me minusing doing the divide function. So I don't want to talk much on the technical on the code. What we want to do today is design. So I've used I think I've used 10 minutes out of my time. So without over my tech talks, let me just go straight to the design. So now we have, if you look at this place very well, we have like a card here, and I'm using new card pictures. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a new card here. I'm going to click on new card. If I click on new card, I'm using this new card, which with I think with is it Tundra's icon I don't know, but just new card. You get card new. So I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to now put the here web. So I count the web, the number of web on my in my this thing. So next is I will now have to do the formatting. So what I will do is I'll click on format. First of all, I will take out the background. I want to see the background. So we don't have background. I will take out the layout. Okay, I think it's fine. So the callout values, I'm going to change the callout values to. So I'm using Sigo UI. Let me see. Okay, so I'm using Sigo UI bold, I guess. Okay, semi bold. So I use Sigo UI semi bold for the other one. So best is I'll use Sigo UI for this one as well. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to click on this, and I'll search for Sigo UI. Search for Sigo. Okay, this is Sigo semi-board. So Sigo semi-board, and I think what is the size? 20. So I'll make it 20. So I will make it 20. Then okay, awesome. But okay, I don't want it to be just 4K. I want to see it full in its full numbers. You get. So that's what I will do is that I will look. Okay, I'm coming, please. So the values, there should be a place that I can do. I'm looking for, what am I looking for? There should be a place that I can on that will make my, let me just close this first. Okay, the callout values. Yeah. So the callout values, I can go down like this, I guess. Coming. So what I'm going to do is I should be able to change the dimension. Can really see it anymore. So, okay, I think I'll have to come back to it, or let me just use this. This and put it on test. See, okay, but still not working. It's not what I want actually. So we are going to look into this together. So call out values. Um, it's, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I guess maybe because I am putting this on. I think I should get the button. Okay, this is the button I'm looking for. Display units. Yeah. So I'll click on display unit, and I don't want any display unit. So I have the number in full. So what next is that I'm add going to add another data, which is going to be this data, this one that is looking for the last week data. That this one is looking for the last week, the percentage growth, then the percentage growth. So this is the data that is backing it. This is the okay. I think this is it. So this is it. So what is here is that I look for my last week, my current week. I make it like using variables. Then it returns if the last week is greater than it return it to be like this using the icon. So to get this icon in Power BI, what you need to click is you need to click the window button on your system, and you need to click on dots. So if you click on window button on your system and dots, and you click on this, you get different icons. You get different icons, thousands
So
of
you're like, what
icons.
did you press that brought out this box? What did you press?
Okay, I press window button. Let me type it in the chat. Plus
For
window
the
plus
sake of
dot.
those that have not seen it before, I know you do. Understand.
Okay, so just window button and you click on dots when you want to write your DAS. And I think okay, I want to make my DAS even bigger. I want to make it bigger. So I can actually just do it like this. So I think it's we can see it clearer now, the DAX. So it's make it bigger. So this is how I get all this color. This is how I get the arrow that is going up and the one that is going down. So I'm going to show us how I make it green for the positive one and how I make it red for the negative one. So for now, let's just go on with this. So what I'm going to do next is that I we have to put this underneath. So and I'm not going to use two visuals because the more visuals you have on your Power BI, the more your Power BI will be the more stuff you have on your Power BI, you get, the more how slow your reports will be. Or even if you now have like many to many relationships in your Power BI, so it will mess it up. So you want to try as much as possible to reduce numbers of things that you want to put on a Power BI. So that will help you really to utilize Power BI to utilize one visuals to do like two or three visuals. So we have this on this. Then I want to add labels. So this will be the label. So I will pick this and put it on the labels. So if I put it on the labels, you can see it's on the labels already. And what I can do here is that now I can try to edit it. So if I want to edit it now, so the value is 10. What is the value here? It's 10 out here as well, but this one is a good UI. Okay, okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, that's how it is. What do I want to do? Inventory flex. Okay, so this is how it works. So now I want to now use, I want to use, I mean, so I want to give it color. Actually, I want to give it color. So inside my design measure right here, I have conditional formatting. So this conditional formatting, this is what it's doing. It's just telling me that a conditional formatting, I'm using switch. For people that use Excel, you will surely know this switch function, or you can even use if function. So I'm saying that if chart is greater than last week, then give me this color. I'm actually using a specific color, using color code, which I showed us in the last class. I think I did, yeah. So the next one is now, if it is not, then give me this other color. That is the conditional formatting, nothing really complex there. So I will now put the conditional formatting measure. I'll put it here. I will use it on in this FX. So if I click on this FX, so I'm going to get another interface. Then I'm going to click on feed values, I guess. Yeah, feed values. Then I'm going to click on KPI measure, design measure. Then I'm going to click on conditional formatting. So I'll click OK. So once I click OK, you see that the color change. You have question for you, Lara.
I want to ask our participant, please, do you have any question for our facilitator? Please, let's unmute if you have any question for our facilitator. Okay, seems like no question for him.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, you can continue. All right, thank you.
Okay. So we have something really nice now. So what I want to do next is that I want to and okay, cool. Yeah. So I have the web count now. I have the measure for the web count now. But something is not really so cool with me because I think The KPI measure right for this one is I let me check. Yeah. So the KPI measure for this one is 8. So and it's supposed to be 8 for this one as well. So it's actually let me just change this one to 8. So is 8. Okay. Maybe this one is 4. Supposed to be 4. So yeah, it's but I want it to be CGUI, just CGUI, and that's cool. And I think that we are not using both, but we can use both and we can use as well. Let's just use both for everything. So for this one too, let me just change it for the sake of for the sake
Can you
of
attend to that question in the chat? There's a question in the chat.
okay, okay. Let me see the question. My question is about the UI design. Did you use Power BI to design it or external tools? I if you join the last class, which is Thursday class, you get we did this design, you get together using PowerPoint. You get the background design, we did it together using PowerPoint in last class. So if you miss the last class, the recording you can visit. I think for Mr. Paul, you
Yes,
posted it on
it's
your
recorded.
YouTube, so you can go to
It's on the YouTube channel.
okay, you can go to the
I
YouTube
will
channel
drop the
and
link
watch.
before the end of the class. I will drop the link.
Okay, okay. So this is like a continuation of last week class. You get so last week we do the design. Today we want to show how to use the design with Power BI and make it make sense and make it work. So now this is all we have here now. Then what I want to do next is I want to make this line chart. It's not so complex. It's not something that's really complex. So what I did here is that I use I use line chart. This line chart. I use this line chart. This line chart. I change what did I change? I use this line chart. Then what did I put there? The months you get, the day and the call and the numbers of web exploration that we have. So I will put on this. I will add go to my calendar. And I'm going to click on my day. I'll come down, then look for my web. Then on the web, I'm just going to click on the web. No, that's not what I want. The web. I'll click on web. So web, web. Yeah. So this is what I want. So what I did here is that now I take out the title, the background. I don't want to see the background. The y-axis. I don't want to see the y-axis. And the the x-axis, the y-axis. I don't want to see both. For the title, I don't want to see the title. Yeah. So that's that. Then what next? I make it smaller, I guess. I make it smaller like this. I make it smaller. I try to make it then it also. Okay. So now what I need to do next is that I will look for my border and I'm going to take out borders. Do you have a question? Thank you very much. Okay, so we don't have borders. Then what next? I'm going to my line chart and I'm going to change the colors in the line. So the color is now going to be for the color that we are currently using. The color for the web, you see, they all have their colors. So this is where color mixtures comes in, like what I was explaining in the last class. So this one, I'm going to be using this color. So for this reason, I'm going to need to open my. Maybe I should just use this. Then just go back to this web and look for this color and look for the color I use here. Okay, I use this color. Uh, I use this color for the line chart. So I can copy the color code. So it's just as CCC. So if I go to this one now, I want to change the color for this. I want to change the color for this. I'll go on that line chart. Then I change the color for it as well. Okay, this is the color. So the color changes. Then for the one that is red, then I need to go to marker and try to give I need to say I need to give like a demarcation or something to show the one that are higher and the one that is lower. So I want to know this is the lowest and this is day 17. So on my day 17 here, sorry. So on my day 17 under the marker, my day 17, I'll click under this on day 17. So on this day 17, I will have to like change the color. Okay, on it. So I on it, then I need to change the color to lowest, which is going to be red. So I can use this red. If it's not, oh, it's light. Let me see this red. Maybe we can do that. This red. So if I go to, I'm trying to just use this color for the sake of uh, informativity. Okay, what is this? Okay, day six. Sorry. So this is day six, and I want to see the color. So best practice is you put all your color that you'll be needing. You put it somewhere else, so you can just be copying and pasting it. So instead of me, the way me I'm doing it right now. So, but I just want us to go through all the all the process without hiding anything. You get. So that's why I intentionally want to do it this way. So on this day of this, so I want day 17. So on my day 17, I want to change the color to the color, this color. Then for my day, I think this is the highest, I guess. This is the highest day 15. So if I click on day 15, I'll go to, I can scroll up here and change to day 15. On it, change the color to something green. Change the color to something. I think this is awesome. Yeah, change the color to something green. So now we have the line chart. You get. So now we have the line chart. So now we have the line chart, and now it's making sense now. So this is how we get this first interface, this first one. So next is that now we want to make this, we want to do this. So what we are going to do first is that we are going to use our text format. We are going to use our text format. So I have my text right here. Right? I have my text right here. First thing I want to put it, I'm going to put web web resolution, resolution, uh, resolution is spelling about web resolution, then weekday, comma. So that's the first thing that we want to have on this chart. So, and again, once you use Sigo UI and you want to bold it, want to give it color that we want. So let me look for the colors that we want. So this color that we want is going to be this, I guess. So that's the color that we want. I'm sorry. So the next one now, I'm going to click on enter, and this is where it gets interesting right now. So I will have to, I will put the, I mean, first. So calls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to the next line. This next line will now be I'm going to be using this dynamic values, this text dynamic value. Mr. Paul, someone is asking for YouTube channel. So I'm going to be using this
Attending to
dynamic
it.
value.
I'm attending to it.
So someone is if this is dynamic, I'm going to use dynamic values with text. Maybe I click on these dynamic values. So it's going to open another interface for me. This another interface that is going to open for me. You remember that we have this measured here. So I'm going to look for that measured here. I'm going to say web. Then if I click, I will click on this web and I have the number. You get I have the number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click on save. Then I have the number. So what next is I'll give it space. Then what's next is that now I will say this is total number of web result 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 within in SLA. I want to use capital letter. Come on. So within SLA in the last 30 days. So we want to look for the days that we pick in the data. So I will use this for us as an example. So you see date counts. So what I'm going to do next is I'll come here, then I'll use my dynamic system as well. I'll do date count. Date count. So this is date count. I'll click on this, then I'll click on it. So that's how it works. So I'll give it space. I want to know the okay is eight both. Okay, this is eight as well. Eight, no, not eight. Eight. Let me give it eight. Then make it bold. And now I need to use color. I need to use this color. This color right here, I need to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this. Come here, please. So then I'm going to now click on this and use that color. Where is the color? I think I have it. So yeah, strike me. So this will be the color. I'm coming. So yeah, so you just highlight it. Just highlight it. You just highlight it. You change the color here to the color that you want to use, and now you now click on this. You remove the background for
Olami,
it.
you have a question on the chat box.
Okay, I am coming, please. So you change it this way and you put it right here. You put it right here. I think this one is like this. This one is like this. Okay. So that's how we do it. So let me try and look for the color. The color of what is the color? Are you referring to these colors? I mean these
Okay,
different
can you
colors
unmute?
for the chart. Can you unmute please and ask the
Yes,
question?
I can't pronounce this your name. Ade
Yeah.
Tipe.
Hello. Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yeah, so the line chart for the web, just after the total number of calls and week over week difference, the topmost, the highest number of calls, you put it for green, and the lowest, you use the variation of red. But that's for the
Oh,
web,
oh, oh,
what you're
oh.
working on
Easy.
now. But for
Thank you.
chat and calls, yes, exactly.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It wasn't intentional. I messed it up. So thank you. So what I supposed to put out here is that I supposed to have On this 15, I guess 15 is supposed to be red. Where is my marker? Thank you. So it's supposed to be red. It's supposed to be this red. I think this, and the 17 is supposed to be, so the 17 is supposed to be green. And reason for this is that the more call you have, the more problem to the company actually when it comes to customer support, because customer are having issue with your products you get. So that's why calls complaint are coming left and right. So it signifies that it's giving a signal that this is something that we need to look into you get. So that's why I give them green. Then when we have low customer calls, then I think we believe everything is fine. You get. So that's how I come about this. So then what is next is to do this, do this chart. I believe almost everybody here can do this chart. So I will not really go deep. I will just copy this chart and paste it. Then I will just bring it down here. I think I need to drag this to the align with. Okay, awesome. So I need to just drag this to the side. Okay. 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 So what I want to do next is that I want to have so what I want to do next is I want to make sure that this my report you get. I will just change the course. This core here, I'll change it to web. That's what I want to do. So I'll click on this and I'll give it web. So if I change it to web, it's the change here. So the only thing I need to change for myself, I believe that we can do this. That's why I just do it this way. So what I need to change now is the color for the bar chart. So I'll click on it. Sorry. So it's the color for the bar chart. So I'll click on it. I will come down to the columns here, and then I change the colors to the color of this that we are using, the color of the web that we are using, then we have it. So what I'll be doing next is that I'll have to take something out. So go to my x-axis and I'm going to take title out. Yeah, it works very nice now. So this is this is awesome. Like so now we have for the webs, we have for the for we have for the webs now. So what next is that we want to know the reason why customer calls for the web as well. You get so what I'm going to do is this chat is not so really common. You get it's not so really common. And why people are leaving the class. So it's not so really common. So what we are going to be doing is that I'm going to take us through step by step on how to create this type of visuals. So first of all, if you want to create this type of visuals, you need this cluster bar chart. So you click on this cluster bar chart, you drag it down like you just drag it anywhere. We are going to do this step by step. So first of all, what you need to have on this chart is you first need to have your billing reason why customer calls. So you put your reason, you look for reason in your customer in your calendar in your call center. So you click on reason. This is reason. Then what next is numbers of web calls. So you click on this number of web calls. Then what's next is that now what we want to do is so really simple. So on this on this reason you get on these numbers you see we have the webs, we have the reasons. So I'll first take out the title as first, then I'll first take out the values as well. Then what am I going to do next? I'm going to take out the title. Yeah, the title as well. So that's that for now. So on the x-axis as well, on the x-axis as well, I'm going to take out the values. Yes. So that's what I want now. So now what I want to do next is I will have to add a domain data. That domain data will take up space. You see, we don't really have more space. So that domain data will take more up space. And what I mean by domain data is this. If I click on this design, measure design, and I click on this placeholder is just PC dot is equal to 0. So, and I had this 0, I had it here. So you're going to see that it's going to add, sorry, okay, I had it on this. I had it on this. So you're going to see that it now creates space in between the charts. So what I want to do next is that on my legend, I'll take off my legend. So what I'll be working with now is now going to be on my data label. So, good. So on my data label, I'll come down like this. Then I will click on okay. So what I want to do next is that I want to make sure that this web is placed on this placeholder. So what I'll do is I'll click on this. I click on this. Okay, I can click on this arrow. No, that's not what I want to do. So if I click on this, I guess, okay. If I click on this, then if I want to move it up. So if when I move it up, you see, it's now move it up. So going back to my visuals. So let me just take this away for now. So on my visuals now, I have the visual. I have what I want to work with. So first of all, I take out I off the labels for what is it called? I off labels for web, and I will off labels for why not? Okay. So I have labels for okay, I have labels for web. So what next is I want to on labels for PC, which is the domain data that we use. So, but on this domain data, under these values there, I want to change the data that will be in the values. So I want to change it to I want to change it to reasons, the name of the cause you get. So that's what I want to change it to. So I'll click on this, then I'll look into my call center data set, then I'll click on the reason here. So you see it's changed now. You see it's changed now. So it's actually really nice. So what I want to do next is that we don't have payment. We don't have anything for payment. So I will look into damn it. So for web, is it raising? Okay, raising. Then it's going to be I'll take out payment because we don't have payment. It's just for billing and service. Yeah, we don't have payment. So this is awesome. So what's next is that what we want to do next is we now want to add our label back to our data in front of our data. There's much to what you can do with this actually, but for now, let's just keep it so simple. So
I mean, sorry,
uh,
somebody said she you should recap. I think maybe a few step back. Queen, can you say where you were lost so that can but
Queen, can you unmute yourself? Queen, can you unmute yourself and say where you?
Yes, please, can you start with that cluster bar chart? I'm lost there. I'm
Okay,
so sorry
I'll
about
delete
that.
this. It's
Okay, thank
fine.
you.
that's
I'll
fine.
delete this.
That's fine.
So go back to the cluster bar chart. Actually, this is it's kind of like confusing truly. So you click on cluster bar chart first. Once you have your cluster bar chart like this, once you have a cluster bar chart like this, then you first go into your data and look for the main category that you want to look into. Then you have your reasons. Then now we want to have our measures. So our measure will be the web. That's of course is web that we are working with. So good. Then what we want to do is we want to remove all the cluster that we have on this data set. So on the chart. So I will remove the title first. Then I'll remove the y values on the y-axis. Remove the title on the y-axis. Then I move it like this. Then on the x-axis as well, I remove the values. So I will not have anything on the chart actually for now. So then I think let me just remove the background as well for now, once and for all. So we don't have anything on the chat right now. So what I want to do next is that I want to I want to have space in between these charts. You see, if I want to write this billing question and payments or the bar now, if I want to add it to this chart now, it's not going to really make full sense because there's no space how to put it. So what I need to do is that I'm going to add a domain data to it. So I'm going to add a domain data to it that will give it space in between each other. So what I'm going to do is under in this in the on the x-axis, I'm going to add a domain data, and the domain data I want to add is just zeros. So I'll add this domain data here. So when I add this domain data here, you can see that it's changed. Like I have space in between my chart now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this domain data and move it up. So when I move it up, it changes. You get the domain data is now up, the web is now below it. So that's that. So now I need to now decluster it again. So I will remove the legend. So we don't really have much on our data anymore. So what I notice when I'm trying to work with this data set is that I noticed that is showing for three charts, like it's showing for three category, but one of the category have no data is blank. So I will need to go under I will need to do filtering. So when I do filtering, I'll do filtering for reason. When I want to do filtering for reason, I will just take out the this is billing question web. So this is service then, and we don't have anything for payment. So I'll remove payments. So then take it back to then we go back to what we are actually working with, which is the design stuff that we are really working with. So now I go back to data label. Data label is where I will actually be working with the most when it comes to this type of chart. So I'll on my data label. I first on my data label, and when I on my data label, you can see what I have on this data label. I have the data label the for the billing question now. Then I have another data label which is showing just the zero, the domain data that I created the other time, if you remember. So now what I would need to do is scroll down here. So I will click on the domain data. I'll make sure that under this series, I pick domain data, I on domain data for it. But when I'll drag it down a little, so under these values, under the domain data, you get, I will change it to to a specific to what I want actually. So now what I want is I will just want to see the name of the category. So what I'll click here, I'll click on the name of the category like this. I'll look for it, which is reason. So I'll collapse this. Then I click on reason. So when I click on reason, you see it's changed from just 0 point this now to billing question to service outage. You get. So that's basically it. That's basically it. So what I want to do is I'll make sure that I make it bold and I change the color. I think okay, I change the color to something lighter like this. Yes, oh okay. I think let me make it so something like this. Okay, awesome. So now we have it. Then I can collapse this right now. Collapse this right now. Collapse it right now. Uh, collapse this right now. So I'll go back to my x-axis because I want to remove this PC and web. So I'll go back to my x-axis and remove the title. And I think now we are really cool right now. I think we are really cool right now. So we really have much to do. So it's awesome now. So I want to make it so and again. Okay. So what I want to do now is I want to add title instead of me bringing a text you get that will take up another space in my report. I'll have to use this title button. So if I on this title button, you can see what you have here is PC and web by reason. So I'll change it to uh, asterisk, then reason. Okay, I think I'm using small letter. Reason customer customer use web. Using customer use web. Then I change it to Sigu UI. Sigu UI. Then I make it bold. Then I change it to 8. I think I change it to 9. Change it to 9. Okay, then I change the color to this. Oh, it's not this. I change the color to this. Awesome. So I think we all have what we want to do now. So that's basically it. Then I change it to normal. What else do I have? Okay, that's basically it actually. So that's that about that for now. So but I want to give it I want to remove the space. The space is too much. Okay, yeah, this is it. So I can remove the space, I guess. Okay. So I want to remove the space. So now we don't really have more space in between them. So I can do everything I want to do right here. Okay. So if let me change the color, the chart color. So the chart color. So I'll go to my bar and I'll change the chart color to I'll change the chart color to the chart color that we are using for I'll change the chart color to the chart color that we are using for web. So and yeah, we have it. So this is how to this is how to uh to have this interface now. So if you have a question, if you have any question, you can ask the question right now. I think this is time for question. So this is me doing this for the emails. It's just me represent. It's just like I'm repeating the visuals you guys. So what I'm changing is just the measure you get, but same visuals. What I'm changing there is just the measure you get. So if you can do this web, follow this video, you should be able to do for the emails, you should be able to do for the calls, and you should be able to do for the chat. You get. So if you have question now, so Queen, do you get how I did this? That now. I
Yes,
believe you understand now.
yes.
So so you can go back to the video when Mr. Pop published the videos just to refresh your this thing. And no problem, no problem. I just want to say I have it on my channel, but that channel I'm not really serious about the channel. So okay, I think I want to make this a little bold. So just to have you to be the same thing with something with this. I will go to the data label, drag it down a little. I'll drag it down a little. Then I look for, okay, I think I look for web and I make it bold. Okay, and make it bold. Okay, so this is cool. So I think we are done. So if you have a question for me, I think we don't really have we don't have more time. Yeah, we have just 1 minute. So if you have question for me, ask your question, Mr. Paul. Uh, yeah, I think I'm done.
All right, thank you so much for your time. We love you and appreciate you. So everyone, I don't know where do you think he has performed any magic that you love him to just show you again. So before we call it a day, like I said, I don't want us to sit there 1 hour, even though we started the due to network. So please let's ask our question. Where is not clear? Where do you think you did this thing here, but I not get it very well. So we can have it and call it a day.
Please, Mr. Olayemi, do you have a brief about
Yeah.
this dashboard? Do you have a brief? Because where
Okay.
we can
Yes,
see
I do.
necessary things to do. Because today is my first time of joining this particular project.
Okay. Yes, I do. But if you join the last video, you can watch the last class on YouTube. Like, I mean the last, yeah, let me just call it last, the last class on YouTube. Watch the video, then I think you should be able to understand this. Then I'll send these data sets, this and this file. I'll send it to Mr. Paul. You should be able to add it maybe to Drive or something and post it when you want to close this video. So you should be able to do it, to follow it up. So this data set is public data set, like it's very public. Just search for customer care, customer center, like sorry, call center data set. If you search for that data set, you will get the data, but you can still get the data from here. You get your message, Mr.
Yes, you
Paul. I will
can
send the
share
file
it.
to.
So when I want to upload the video, I'm going to include it at the comment section.
Yes.
And maybe you assist
Yeah.
to
So that's
convert what's it called? This PBI file, maybe you convert it to PowerPoint, to PPT, you export it to PPT or PDF, or maybe screenshot. So for anyone that want to replicate such too, so they can follow
okay. I can
accordingly.
even send the link. Let me. I'm coming, please. I think let me.
Okay.
Best is I send the link,
Maybe
the
just share
published
me the
link.
link later. Okay, you can leave it in the chat, but so I will retrieve that.
Let me just publish it. I'm coming. I think.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think, is there any question
Publish
else
here.
why is doing that? Who else has a question for our facilitator today? Okay, no question. All right, so thank
So that's the
you so
link to
much.
interact with the
Yeah, right down is loading. We appreciate you all for joining the section. And I think next section will be around let me say data cleaning. So I will definitely reach out to every one of us. You see my post in our group. So I wish us a nice week. Let's enjoy our weekend. Let's continue to learn.